Hello everyone, a little video here about the ongoing counter-offensive. So we have video confirmation that elements of the Ukrainian army have broken through part of the first major defensive line of Russia's. This drone recorded footage here, shared by Russia, shows Ukrainian soldiers on the outskirts of Verbove. Not large amounts, but it does seem that a breakthrough has occurred and forward elements are already pushing on the town and carrying out recon operations. I won't show the exact location as this is recent footage and it's an active conflict zone. But Null reports on Twitter puts the Ukrainians as being just on the western outskirts of the settlement on this map. On Deep States it's roughly here, so you can see it is behind Russia's first defensive line, but you can see the second of the trenches here doesn't go all the way. There is a big gap after the first trench, allowing access into the Bova. So that second line looks like it can be bypassed fairly easily. Here is a great map by Null Reports showing Ukraine's pushes, so they're pushing south, east and west. An attempt here to widen that offensive line of theirs and make things a bit easier. Verbove is the one we need to keep an eye on here. This seems to be the main and most important push. But also the one to the south is also going over one of Russia's main defensive lines as well. So that's definitely one worth watching. Here it is on Deep State, so again, an attempt to breach the defensive line of Russia's. Russia has two major defensive lines, this is the first one. These ones are double defensive lines consisting of an anti-tank trench in front, an infantry trench behind, and I believe Dragon's Teeth are also here. And if this can be passed, then it puts Ukraine in a good position behind Novoprokopivka. Zoomed out here is the areas. So assuming Ukraine liberates Verbove in the coming weeks and crosses that defensive line to the south and enters the area highlighted, as you can see it puts them in some pretty good positions behind Russia's first defensive lines, north of Verbove, and the gap in those defensive lines south of Novoprokopivka. Whether that will lead to Russia abandoning those settlements north of Verbove, Novopokrovka, and Novofedorivka, and there's way too many Novos in this region, I can't say. But they will certainly be in perilous positions, and I wouldn't be surprised if Russian forces aren't pulled back. Zoomed out again though, there is still a long way to go until we reach Tokmak. While that first defensive line has been breached near Verbove, that line does stretch to the south too, and that section so far does hold. The whole line hasn't been breached yet. Behind that is another defensive line, a smaller one, and then another big defensive line, one of these dual trenched ones before Tokmak, with Tokmak itself well fortified and entrenched, as you can see. But the first one is breached, so that's the first step to liberating Tokmak. Let's hope we get more good news soon. If you found the video interesting, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again and take care everybody.